Hey guys, welcome to my first review for Arctic Airsoft, which is my new YouTube channel. I will be doing reviews and build logs and anything else I feel like filming, games maybe, who knows. So today I'm going to start off my first review of airsoft guns with a review of my own gun, which is my latest build. It is a GNP, or was a GNP M16A4. So let's just get started. So at the front here, start with a Magpul PTS Battle Comp 1.5. It's a very nice muzzle brake. It's made very nicely. It's comparable to the real steel. I held both in my hand, both the real and this one. They're pretty similar, the real one just being a little bit heavier, but very nicely made. Next up is the GNP Voltor flip-up sight railed gas block front receiver, front sight QD sling mount, whatever you want to call it, attachment. This is very nicely made. Front sight obviously flips up with adjustable front sight post. QD sling mounts on either side. Secures nicely with two Allen head screws. Next up is the standard GNP M16A4 rail that came with the gun. Very nicely made, very secure. Locks in place nicely. Good finish to it. Can't complain. With the GNP rail ladders, as well as a GNP Stubby QD foregrip. These are very nice. Also has the little battery compartment in the bottom. You want to keep CR123As or Skittles or I don't know, whatever you want to keep in there. BBs maybe. Keep those in there. Then moving along, the top here we have my CM or China made short dot scope. This thing is really nice, well worth the money. It cost $70 off wgcshop.com. Very happy with this. The quality is actually pretty good. It's got a variable 4:1 times or 1:4 times. With a very crisp and clear mil dot reticle. The 4 times is perfect for field games, which is what this upper is built for. The 1 times is fantastic. It has no distortion at all. It's perfect for CQB, and yeah, it's just great. The turrets are very nice and high and have very fine clicks. That can be locked in place like that. Same with the top, lock it in place. It has illumination as well. It actually has red, green and blue. Not that I ever use them, but it's a nice feature. Came with flip up fronts, flip up lens covers, which is nice. Then the mount, this is a Cymer copy of the LaRue QD mount. Also very nicely made, very secure, with these two QD points here, with these screws that you can tighten the tightness. Obviously you just pull it back, flip it forward like that, pops off. Like this mount a lot. This was pretty cheap. It was $30 on WGC as well. That's that. The upper receiver is the standard GNP M16A4 upper that came with the gun. Nicely made, nice color, matches the lower. The lower is a GNP Voltor receiver set. As you can see, there's a very nice hole here. The previous owner neglected to look at what he was doing, and he just hammered the rear body pin in and sent a piece of that flying. I really don't mind, doesn't mean much to me. I just colored in the side of the gearbox shell black, so it's not that noticeable, but yeah, means nothing much to me really. I got the receiver set for quite a good price, so I'm not complaining. Then onto the bling factor of the lowers. These are the Retro Arms blade or straight trigger and selector in death red, as I like to call it. These are extremely well made. They're CNC'd from aluminium, very light. They have a red anodized finish, as you can see. Nice smooth operation of the selector and very nice short pull of the trigger, which I'll get into a little bit later. The only issue I did have with this was that the little protrusion that goes into the side of the receiver of the selector was a little bit bigger than the hole in the low receiver, so I just used a round needle file and just rounded out the hole a bit, and it fit fine. Maybe a couple microns, less than a millimeter worth of filing, and it was in. Then down to the grip. This is a GNP Tango Down style pistol grip. These are my favorite grips. They're very comfortable because they don't have the standard ridge like normal M4 grips have. Yeah, they're very comfortable. I've used them on all my ARs and gas blowbacks. Then moving to the rear. This used to be a GNP full M16A4 stock until I tripped and broke it, or snapped it completely off at the one game. Luckily, when I fell on it, it just sheared the stock and bent the stock pin, luckily not damaging the gearbox or any other components. So now I have a collapsible stock on here. This is a Echo 1 stock tube, which was given to me by a friend. This is a very nice, high quality, original Magpul ACS crane stock. It's got very solid adjustment, can lock in place as well. Very nicely made. At full length it's actually longer than my M16 stock was, which is nice because I have very long arms. Unfortunately, there's very little battery space in this thing. It's designed for buffer tube lipos, basically. The lipo I use is not a buffer tube lipo, it's pretty massive. And thus I've had to use a stock pouch to house my battery, which I'll get into a little bit later. Has this little compartment here to keep batteries or tools or whatever. Yeah, so that is this upper. I'll show you how to dismantle it quickly. So basically, going to CQB, we're going to change the field upper, press out that pin, lift the dust cover, split it, and it comes apart like that. Internally, I'm still running the standard GNP 509mm barrel. The hop-up chamber is a WE plastic chamber with a Prometheus purple hop-up rubber and a I think this is a King Arms nub and a Lonex arm and some JG gears. It's a bit of a mishmash, but it works very well. I get fantastic range out of this, being a 400 FPS gun. My only complaint is that the GNP inner barrels not the greatest quality. You can see concentric rings running down the barrel, so that does affect accuracy a little bit, but I do plan on upgrading it with a steel tight bore, which I have here. So that's that. Let's put this back in here. Put this inside. Okay, the battery that I'm using is a X-Power 11.1 volt 3C 45C battery, 3-cell 45C battery, sorry. I got this from our local hobby shop called Clown's Hobbies. They specialize in RC airplanes and helicopters. This battery is quite expensive. It was 650 Rand or $65, but it gives great performance. I've never had any issues with it. I worked it out that it has, I think, 138 amps. Well, it can deliver 138 amps. And yeah, it's well worth the money. And yeah, no complaints at all. Very nice. I think this is like 16 gauge wiring or 14 gauge wiring or whatever it is. Yeah, 14. Comes pre-deensed. So that's that. Okay, onto the gearbox. Just do a quick little overview of this. I stuck with the stock GNP aluminium nozzle. Comes with an O-ring. I did replace the O-ring with an SHS O-ring because the GNP one was not giving a fantastic seal, so bought a pack of the SHS O-rings and now it's perfect. I radiused the cylinder window on both sides, obviously, because it didn't come radiused, and that obviously just helps with the shock distribution and absorption, just so the front of your gearbox shell doesn't crack off from using a stiff spring. This is the stock GNP cylinder, which comes with a taper till about this point here, which I didn't know. The taper is a form of porting, basically. So like you would have a cutout over here for a 363 or whatever barrel, this has a taper, and depending on the length, and that's basically what it does, is it acts like a port, which I didn't know, so I was wondering why I was losing FPS on a 500mm barrel. Anyway, the stock GNP cylinder head comes with a nice O-ring. It's aluminium, pretty decent, no need to replace that. Then I have a SHS 15 tooth full metal rack piston with a SHS aluminium piston head and O-ring, which gives a great seal. Obviously I've corrected the angle of engagement, taken off the relevant amount of teeth. Then there is a GNP tappet plate, which is pretty good, no complaints there. Gears, I'm using a set of Combat Squad 16:1 gears. These are steel case hardened. That was a description given. I've used 2 sets of these gears so far, the 13:1s and the 16:1s. They're made extremely well. I haven't had any problems with them. They've got very nice tolerances and are very easy to shim. Have no complaints there. Then spring is a Garda M140. Garda springs are a lot stiffer than their ratings, I find, which is fine. GNP ball bearing spring guide, also pretty good quality, no complaints there. Motor is a AIP ultra high torque 40,000 RPM motor. This is a fantastic motor. Gives a lot of speed, a lot of torque, and yeah, it's just a pretty good motor, I think. Then my favorite feature of this gearbox is the BTC Camaro Mosfet. Basically it's a computerized MOSFET where you can program different things such as burst settings from 2 to 5 round bursts, pre-cocking, semi with ramping, auto with ramping, burst hybrid, rate of fire control, active braking, all that good stuff. I haven't actually, well, at the moment I'm not actually running any of those features. Well, actually I lie. On semi, this gearbox has a bit of overspin. I'm getting 2 shots in semi, so for semi I have set a mild active brake setting just so it does perfect cycle completion, which is another feature of the Camaro. And then on auto, I have unrestricted auto, so it's running at full speed. And yeah, that's that. Yeah, I think that's all for the internals. I'm going to get onto the stubby upper now. Okay, let's just put this over here. So this is the stubby upper. Let me just put it on quick. So slide it on like that. Lift that, lock it in, click it in place. It's nice and stiff. There's no wobble at all in this whole setup. It's pretty solid. Okay, so I'll start at the front. This complete front set here was a GNP Fire Pig front set that I also got from WGC. Pretty good price. It was $99, and it came with the following: the Skull Frog amplifier, which is literally the most fantastic thing I've ever bought for my gun. It's nice and loud, makes a very nice crack sound when you shoot. Just a side note though, when compared to other users that are using a amplifier, the reason why my gun is a lot louder than most people's is because of the overvoluming of the cylinder to the barrel length. The inner barrel length is a 200mm barrel, and obviously having a full cylinder means that the excess air in the cylinder amplifies the cracking sound as the BB leaves the barrel. So basically there's too much air for the barrel length, and even without the amplifier, the crack would be pretty loud, but this just obviously amplifies it even more and just makes it sound terrifying, which is what I wanted. Anyway, moving on, this is a GNP copy of the Daniel Defense Rail. It's very nice, very solid, locks in place nicely. Yeah, no complaints about that. I don't know if you can see in here, but there's a very small low profile gas block with a gas tube, which is a nice touch. GNP rail ladders again, Magpul PTS RVG, very comfortable. Magpul PTS flip up sights, front and rear, co-witnessed with the sight obviously. Then on this side is the Element P Gearbox with the pressure switch. These things are also fantastic. I really like them. The light in this thing is extremely bright, very good at blinding people. I'll just give you a short demonstration. Don't know how much of that you can see, but it's pretty bright. Comes with a light, laser, and infrared, and blue map light. I won't show you the rest because you know what a blue light looks like, and if you've never seen a laser before, then too bad. Okay, moving back is a CM multi-reticle, or China-made multi-reticle reflex sight. Some of you may recognize this sight from Battlefield 4 or Battlefield Hardline. This is a very nice sight. Obviously comes with multi-reticle adjustment at the back here. It's red and green with a very smooth dial. The nice thing about this is that the adjustment or the brightness setting is on a dial as opposed to clicks like other sights, so you can set your exact brightness, which is quite nice. Let's see, I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Maybe, I don't know, too bad. So that's that, turn that off. Then obviously the Voltor upper receiver to match the lower, also GNP, very nice. Unfortunately the dust cover doesn't close because the little bulb on here hits the cylinder. And yeah, I think that's that. Okay, then the mags I use are the original Magpul PTS mags. These are very nice mags, very nicely made. They feed pretty well, or average I guess. I find the spring might be a little bit too weak, or some of the springs are a bit weak for my rate of fire. These are fake Ranger tabs, but they do the job, and they look cool, so I don't really care. So yeah, I'll give you a quick little shooting test to see what it sounds like, as well as showing you the response from the Chimera. So safety first, put on my safety glasses, even though I'm not firing BBs right now. So obviously let's plug the battery in. Goes there. Plug that in. Okay, so this will be semi. You can try and shoot as fast as you like. Auto. Semi. So I'm going to try, and now you can hear what it sounds like without shooting BBs. It's pretty loud, so I'm just going to take a few shots just so you can get an idea of what it sounds like. And that's why you wear glasses, for ricochets like that. So yeah, this is my build. I'm very happy with it. I'm pleased with the way it turned out. The response I'm getting from this gun is phenomenal, and yeah, really enjoy it. Thanks for watching. Hope this wasn't too long, and thank you for listening to my first gun review, even though it was my own gun. Cool, cheers.